Welcome to the first ever episode of Smart Rental Tech Talk. Hi, I'm Sundar, your host for today. Today we will start off where you have nightmares on a slow running or even hanging laptops or PCs. Yes, it is a nightmare, right? So most of us have that. So do I. But let's see the steps that we have here. Just go to the task, the Windows icon, right mouse click, go to the task manager, and here you see the processes that are running, right? You see some name of applications that are running here. You can basically sort it by the CPU usage, right? By right clicking on the CPU usage, and you can see there are some of the tasks here. You can right mouse click it and you can end the task. If you're not sure of the app, please Google it up and find out which app you're going to kill, right? If you kill the wrong app, it may affect your Windows or the app itself that you're using. The next option that you can use to speed up your computer is, if you see this arrow button, just click on this and you see some of the apps that are running here that you may or may not need. In my case, I don't need Skype. Okay, so I'm just going to quit Skype, and basically that goes off, and this is how you can do for any other applications that run in your system tray programs. This is a common thing that we always face, right, when we don't have a proper updates and the system slows us down. So basically what I did here is I went to settings, I choose update and security, and I click for updates. And here basically when you click for updates, the system itself will start checking, as you can see there, and it will perform whatever updates that are required. Okay, in order to do this, it's quite simple. Just go to the same place, right click Windows icon, Task Manager, and go to the tab called Startup, as you can see on the back of my screen here. And basically you can enable or disable. You see the status here? Or even you can even sort it by name, whichever way you want it, right? So I can also sort it by status, whether it's enable or disable. But in this case, I want to make sure that I disable my Opera by disabling it, right? And it's disabled. So what happens here is that when you start up your computer, it will be much faster, much quicker, because you're disabling the apps or programs that you don't need. And this will definitely speed up your computer during the startup. Your window power options, right? Right mouse click on your battery or power options, and you can see here you have some options where you can choose in terms of create a power plan by balance, power save, or high performance, right? In this case of this video, I'll choose high performance because we want to make sure that the computer or PC runs quicker and faster. But if you are talking about a laptop and you have disengaged from the power cord, then you may talk about power saving, right? Because that will be the best option, you being out there, not having a power source. But if not, if you want to do it in a balance where you just want power as well as savings, you go to the balance, which is recommended by Windows. Okay, here's something that we all like to do, especially me, right? I like to install programs that I never use for months, and it'll be sitting in my computer and start occupying my memory, my hard disk space, and I don't think you guys want that, right? Your setup, settings, apps, add features, and you have all the programs over here. I have about 54 apps that are here that I may or may not need. If you have a problem not knowing which apps to uninstall, please Google it and see, okay? And this is also an indicator to tell you when you last use these apps, right? I can give you one app that I don't think, that was used quite often. Or I can even go and uninstall this, which I don't use, right? I can uninstall this. It's up to you, right? And basically what you do by uninstalling this is you're going to speed up your laptop or PC, where it will boot up faster, where this doesn't load up in your memory or occupy your hard disk. The next thing you can do is you can run a disk cleanup. Okay, I'm going to click on this button called Disk Cleanup. Click on it, and you have all this information right here that you can click, tick, untick, and basically choose which one you want, and basically click OK, right? So these are basically files that you really don't need, and it's identified by Windows that you can clean it up, your PC run better, right? So you can basically click up, OK, and delete the file. And it'll take just about a few seconds and it's done. What is happening now is that we have a lot of these viruses that come in a malware form or malicious software form that actually slows down your computer in terms of your PC performance or laptop performance, in terms of your CPU or your memory, right? So we want to get rid of this. So the best way to do it is to get an antiviral software. Basically we have Bitfinder, Viper, and McAfee. Of course there's a lot more out there, but choose the ones that basically work for you and your budget as well, right? So it's good to have this antivirus software in your laptop or PC, because it gets rid of this malware, bootware, crapware, and enables your PC to perform at its optimum level, right? So it's very important that we do that, right? So basically this can basically take a lot of your settings, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, go to your Windows icon, go to your system, and go to your system information, and here you'll have advanced system settings, and go to the advanced tab here, right, and click settings. Okay, typically, as you can see from the back of my screen here, is that you have 4 options that you can select. Let's choose let Windows choose the best for my computer or laptop in this case, and adjust for the best appearance or best performance, or you can even customize it, right? If you're going to customize it, then you can basically select and unselect whichever that you want. Okay, in my case, okay, I will choose the best performance, right? Because here we are talking in this show about the performance of your laptop or PC, right, to improve it. So all I need to do is just click apply and OK, and that's it, right? So sometimes you want to get rid of some of the the fine-tuning stuff, like cosmetic stuff and all that. You can basically go to the same settings that I showed you just now, and you can unclick those things that you don't need, and basically you can customize it as yourself as well. Okay, most of us put it on sleep mode, and end of the day what happens is that your memory is all flooded up, right, with the apps that you currently did before you went to sleep mode, and the next morning or next day or next hour that you're going to start it up, these things are basically sitting on your memory and it will stack up. So the best thing you can do is either you restart or shut it down when you're going out for a break or something and restart it back. So this way what is going to happen is you're going to have a fresh new PC that is clean in terms of the memory, and definitely the CPU is going to perform much better. Okay, to be honest with you guys, right, naturally this part of the computers always gets dirty because we put it on the table or anywhere in the bed or pillow or whatever you guys use for, and all the dirt is going to be sucked up by these fans here that comes out here, right? So it's going to be dirty here, it's going to be dirty here. Apart from that, when your computer heats up, your CPU is going to work extra hard. So you don't want a CPU to work extra hard because it will slow down your computer. So please keep your keyboards, your computer as clean as you can, so that it will also improve your system performance. Yes, it may not be as important as the other things that I talked about, but it could play some role in keeping your computers fast and great. Okay, this is depending on your budget, right? So if you have a hard disk and you want to make sure that it retrieves the information quick, how about trying to upgrade your hard disk to SSD? It helps to quicken the fetching of the file and retrieval of the file, and also processing of the file, because it's in a steady state, whereas the other one is a disk, right? It's just like your record player, it runs and runs, it slows down, right? So try and see if you can invest. SSD now doesn't cost as much as it used to be, and try and see if you can buy one and use it for your laptop or PC, or you can do a hybrid, right? You can basically load your OS in the SSD and your main apps in your SSD and your backup in your HDD is pretty good as well, right? So the whole idea here is to speed up your computer, right? So that's a good investment in my books, right? And another thing that you can talk about is the RAM, right? If you don't have enough RAM, also can be a problem in terms of your computer. It may not run fast, and you can see this slowing down if you just bought the computer or you just been using it and start loading apps. This happens when you have multiple apps that you load up, right? And you just minimize like what I'm doing now, right? So what is going to happen is that these things are not going off, right? It's going to occupy your memory, okay? So the next way you can do it is to increase your memory if you're a multitasker, okay? If you're not a multitasker like me, I mean, heck, I'll just close it off and, you know, we can move forward. This is something that you have tried all the steps above and it still doesn't work, then you may want to reinstall your operating system. The good news is that in Windows 10, all you need to do is just go to the Hourglass search class and you can just type reset this PC, right? I don't have to type the whole thing as well, okay? And over here, right, as you can see, the reset this PC, the first top option there, you can basically do this if your computer, you've been using it for say 2 or 3 years and you have loaded all kinds of games or applications and it's slowed down tremendously even after you have cleaned your computer and you've done the steps that I've told you to do and it still slows down. This is your last resort. Please bear in mind when you do this, you have an option to keep your files or remove them. This is, I'm talking about personal files, as you can see here, right, on this particular part here, right? So it's up to you, but I would suggest this to be your last resort. So having said that, right, all these steps, I hope it helps you in keeping your PC or laptop in performing its optimal level. So please post your comments and your options that you like me to do in the next show, and I'll sure to read it and do it next. Thank you and have a good day. Hi. On?
Yeah, already.
On, oh, okay. But in this case, I'll give you a demo. I'm going to end this task, right? And it's not ending. Okay.